Imagine a darkness that doesn't just obscure your vision, it consumes it. You are trapped in a remote location, perhaps an isolated cabin or a forgotten basement, where the lights have failed and the shadows seem to have taken on a life of their own. This isn't just the absence of light, it is a presence, a predatory force that feeds on fear and thrives in the silence. Welcome to Dark, the chilling, claustrophobic, and intensely suspenseful horror novella by Iain Rob Wright. If you love supernatural horror tropes, psychological terror, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated dread of facing an enemy you cannot see but can definitely feel, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in short-form horror, blending the visceral chill of isolation with the profound terror of the unknown. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist noticing subtle changes in their environment, shadows that move when they shouldn't, sounds that have no source, and a creeping cold that defies explanation. The atmosphere is thick with the weight of silence, the sound of one's own heartbeat, and the creeping dread of knowing that every step into the blackness could be your last. Wright excels at capturing the psychological toll of sensory deprivation, making every creak of the floorboards, every shift in the air, and every narrow escape from panic feel like a high-stakes gamble where the price of failure is not just death, but madness. At the core of the novella's massive appeal is its spectacular living shadow trope and the brilliant psychological unraveling dynamic. This isn't just about jump scares, it's about understanding the nature of the entity, managing rising panic, and using human ingenuity to outsmart a foe that exists in the periphery of vision. Watching the protagonist reverse engineer the creature's behavior, forge a tentative plan for survival, and completely shock their own instincts with a stubborn refusal to succumb to despair is incredibly gripping. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the suspense to life, making the silence of the dark, the rush of adrenaline, and the frantic breathing of a person on the edge feel incredibly real and deeply immersive. But beyond the spectacular scares and the horror mechanics, the soul of Dark lies in its characters and the heavy burden of truth. The protagonist isn't just a victim, they are a deeply human individual struggling with the moral weight of facing their deepest fears in absolute isolation. The emotional anchor of the story is their fierce, desperate battle to maintain their sanity in a world that has lost its logic. The audiobook format elevates these intimate moments, making the quiet, internal monologues feel just as impactful as the explosive, heart-pounding confrontations with the void. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. The entity makes its final move, forcing the protagonist into a desperate, high-stakes confrontation in the heart of the darkness. The finale is a breathtaking display of emotional courage, raw instinct, and unbridled determination. The protagonist must use every hidden trick, every flicker of light, and every ounce of their will to survive the night. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive paradigm-shifting twist that proves humanity's greatest weapon isn't its technology, it's its resilience in the face of impossibility. Dark is a triumph of the horror genre. It is smart, terrifying, and unapologetically intense. Iain Rob Wright has crafted a novella that perfectly captures the thrill of the ultimate underdog holding the line against the night. Plug in your headphones, turn off the lights, and join the survivor. The dark is coming, but they're here to fight.